Hi and welcome to JT Picks. Today we're going to be talking about 116's brand new album, Sin Vergüenza. So 116 announced on, I forgot when, I think it was the 16th, that they were coming out with a full Latino-inspired album called Sin Vergüenza, which means without shame in Spanish. To be honest, I was kind of excited for it. I've always been a fan of, Latino music, obviously, because, I am Latino, but that's another story for another time. But at first, when I first heard the single Donde Estan, Watcher 6, I was like, the beat was hard, and I liked it, but there were just some things about the song that kind of, made me didn't like it, if you know what I mean. It was good, but it could have been better. And so I was like, maybe the album will be the same way. The album came out, and let's just say that it's a great album. I like it. There are a lot of bops on there. You got Rompe Bocina. You got, obviously, the first track, Watcher 6. With time, like fine wine, it has gotten better. Ambiente with What Up Reggie and Tommy Royale. You got Buso. That song is I listened to that song 12 times in a row, and one time at church, before and after, I listened to it I'm pretty sure about 3 times before and 3 times after, which is actually a lot. Let's just get into the positives of the album. The beats by Kardec. Kardec was the executive producer of the album. He did an amazing, phenomenal job. Every single track, the beats hit hard. There's really nothing more you can say. Every song was fire, period. There was not a song that wasn't fire. And when they did decide to, just dial it back for that one bachata track, which, by the way, hearing my man Byron Juan on bachata, it was like a dream come true. If you liked that sound, that's called bachata. It's a really slow, the drum beat. It makes you want to go like this. It's Listen to Carmen by Romeo Santos. Very good song. Okay, but just moving on. Okay, I thought that, honestly, this isn't really a critique, but I thought that the album shouldn't have been a 116 album. This is my opinion. I think that it was a Tommy Royale album. Because Tommy was a star. Literally. He wasn't in about 5 or 4 songs, but in the rest of them, he was in them, and he was a star of those songs. So it felt like it wasn't a 116 album, if you know what I mean. It was just a Tommy Royale album with a lot of features, which, by the way, I've wanted to see a Tommy Royale album in forever. He just keeps dropping singles, though. I think it was very good. I think that some of the songs are definitely better than others, even though all of them are decent. There are no truly bad songs on this album. There isn't any songs that, you can just look at and go, yeah, that's the bad one. Except there's one, but I'll get to that in a second. And it's not that one's bad. It's just something about the lyrics. Which leads me to my number one complaint on the album, which is the lyrics. It's not a very substantive album, which, I'll give it that, because, for an album to be an album, it doesn't really have to be substantive. Just look at movies. I always like to compare things to movies. You sometimes got those summer blockbusters that are just mindless fun and great to watch them, and they don't need to be genius or some sort of Shutter Island type thing or anything. So that, I feel like that was the case with this album. It wasn't trying to do anything serious. It was just embracing Latino culture and, going on that. And I love that. But that leads me to my biggest problem. If this album was trying to embrace Latino culture and at the same time try to be celebrating it, Then the track Bomba with Derek Minor and Practico, and I forgot who else. I think it was Kardik. It didn't fit at all. Like, I'm not trying to make this about race, but I'm sorry, this album was an album about Latino culture, so why are we putting something that we would hear in a Derek Minor album, or something that we would hear in like a Lecrae single or a Lecrae album or an Aha Gazelle album in an album about Latino culture? You get what I'm saying? Because like, that's like having a movie, that's like having Iron Man and having, you know, Iron Man be with Mickey Mouse. Like, it doesn't make sense. It feels really left out. I remember listening to the song Bomba and going, man, this track is fire, but the lyrics, like the whole album I've been getting one thing, and then at the last with Bomba I was like, what is this? It's counterproductive. And that's how I also felt about Tadashi's verse in Watch a Six. Like, I'm gonna rap my people with pride. I was like, Tadashi said that, and I'm like, bro, you ain't Latino. How you gonna rap your people with pride if you ain't Latino? Like, I thought this was a Latino album. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, Reach Records artists, they're welcome in this album. I'm not saying you're not, but just like, don't make this your album. It's not yours. Oh, Mike Calvi said it the best. And he said it in Spanish, of course I'm gonna say it in English. This album is for my Latinos. And he said, we are standing united. Yes, that is what the album was for. It is a Latino album, so why in the world was Derek Minor and even Tadashi in one verse trying to like make it theirs? I don't know. This is really a nitpicky thing, but the song really fell off, and I wasn't alone, because I literally went on YouTube and I typed, this song's great and this album would have been good, but I felt like it could have done without this song. And I got 4 or 5 likes on the thing, on the comment, and I feel like I would have gotten more, but just, it's true. Like, of course. And then I got a reply saying, yeah, but the track was fire, and I'm like, I agree, the track is fire. It's just, it doesn't fit with the rest of the album. Because it doesn't. Now, after all that, I just have to say the album is good. It's solid. It's comparing the movies again, it is a summer blockbuster. It has all the actors you know. It's got all that action and all the great beats and all the raps and all the, you know, everything you'd want in a 116 album. It's just, at the end of the day, I'm just gonna come out and say it is not a top 3 album of the year for me. I'm going to say that it is easily comparable to KB's His Glory Alone album. I might get shot for that. I might not. I don't know. I'm going to say that while KB's album and this album are very tied. And in some areas, KB's album rises over this one, and in some areas, this album rises over KB's, so they're very tied. I would say, what was the rating I gave for KB's album? I'm just gonna say this is tied with KB's album. So if I gave KB's album a 7.5, that's what this album has, 7.5. It's a solid album, it's a good album, it's a fun blockbuster. That's it. No. If you're looking for something earth-shattering, something groundbreaking, mold that gets out of the mold, go to Gavi's Heathen or Lecrae's Restoration, or, you know, just, this is, doesn't really do anything. It's a good album, though. It's enjoyable to listen to. I've listened to it like 4 or 5 times, and I'm sure I'll listen to it again. But that's pretty much it. So, whatever rating I gave KB's album is what I will give this one. Again, I forgot what's the rating. That is my final SmackDown opinion of this album. It is not bad, but it's just not amazing. It's good. It's a great album. It's a good album. I like it. Okay, remember everybody, like, subscribe, comment if you think my review or opinion, remember this is my opinion, on this album is absolutely horrifying. Tell me in the comments, because just do it. Just tell me I'm dumb or something. Tell me if you think that I'm completely 100% wrong about KB. If you think I'm right, go to that video, check that one out. See my exact thoughts on the KB album. Also, tell me if the microphone's doing good, because I don't know. It might pick up a little too much. Is it picking up too much? I don't know. Remember, there's only two things I know: that Jesus is king and JT knows best. Get out of here.